My name is Jim Bowers, and this presentation is on the decision to abort the Yucca Mountain Nuclear Waste Repository. Currently, there are 99 operating nuclear reactors at 61 commercially operated nuclear stations within the United States. This accounts for approximately 20% of the electricity generated in our country. When compared to other methods of power generation, nuclear power is a low cost and an efficient energy alternative. Additionally, nuclear technology is crucial to the nation's strategic defense strategy. An undesirable consequence of nuclear technology is the generation of high-level nuclear waste. High-level nuclear waste consists of irradiated spent fuel bundles from the generation of commercial power, waste materials remaining after spent fuel is reprocessed, and byproduct materials from the generation of nuclear weapons. For many years, the dilemma of what to do with the nation's high-level nuclear waste has been debated, delayed, and even times ignored. The Nuclear Waste Policy Act of 1982 set the wheels in motion for the evaluation and construction of a long-term nuclear waste repository site. Initially, 5 sites were to be evaluated to determine which site would be most adequate. However, in 1987, this act was amended to reduce the number of sites to be evaluated to just the one at Yucca Mountain. The construction and operation of a high-level nuclear waste repository at Yucca Mountain was expected to be the long-term solution to the issue. However, political negligence, a national attitude of not in my backyard, lack of worldwide operating experience, and unreal expectations regarding the philosophy of permanent storage have all helped to cause political and public turmoil around the concept of high-level nuclear waste storage at the site. With the semi-permanent abandonment of the Yucca Mountain facility, the country no longer has a strategic plan for the solution to this problem. My problem statement for my literature review was the premature closure of Yucca Mountain Nuclear Waste Repository left the United States without a viable option for long-term disposal of our country's high-level nuclear waste. The purpose of the literature review is to evaluate the decision to abort the Yucca Mountain Nuclear Waste Repository facility and determine if other viable options for storage of high-level nuclear waste are more desirable. As of 2005, the United States has accumulated over 70,000 tons of high-level nuclear waste being stored in over 80 temporary storage facilities throughout the United States. The current inventory would fill the planned storage capacity of Yucca Mountain. The annual generation of high-level nuclear waste in our country is approximately 2,000 to 2,400 tons. This would mean that over the next 30 to 35 years, the total accumulation of high-level nuclear waste is expected to double today's inventory. Unfortunately, in 2009, the funding for continuation of licensing and construction of Yucca Mountain was terminated. Several different options have been evaluated over the years, although all these options will cost billions of dollars to implement. These options include repositories, taking advantage of the natural geographic terrains to shield and protect the nuclear waste. Engineered systems, which consist of high-density metal canisters and thick concrete bunkers. These are only rated for approximately 100 to 200 years. Reprocessing of nuclear fuel. This process involves reclaiming highly radioactive fissionable isotopes of plutonium and uranium. This process reduces the waste but does not eliminate it. The use of the oceans. Although used internationally at one time, international treaties since then have banned the use of the oceans as a disposal option. And sending the waste to space. Consequences of a rocket malfunctioning on a launching pad or within the Earth's atmosphere could be catastrophic from both safety and political perspectives. A Blue Ribbon Commission of America's Nuclear Future was established in 2010, which provides several insightful considerations to move forward. These recommendations include adopting a new strategy of long-term management of the waste versus one of permanent disposal, constructing multiple smaller repositories in strategic locations to minimize the perceived and/or real hazards and burdens associated with the storage, and location should be consent-based based by local and state communities to help minimize perceived fears and animosities associated with the nuclear persona. No matter which solution the country decides to pursue, evaluation, construction, and operation will likely cost billions of dollars and takes decades to implement. However, prior to committing any further dollars in any particular direction to the solution, recommendations provided by the 2010 Blue Ribbon Commission must be committed to. The country should then pursue assessing, constructing, and making operational multiple smaller geological waste repositories. These sites should include a combination of engineered storage systems and natural geological advantages to protect the waste from catastrophic accidents and protect the environment from the hazards. With this new philosophy in place, the country should then go back and revisit the possibility of Yucca Mountain serving as one of the long-term nuclear waste repositories. The country should also pursue revitalizing America's industry of processing nuclear fuel to help reduce the overall generation of nuclear waste in order to limit the need for long-term repositories. My questions, based on my literature review, are: do you think the recommendations from the 2010 Blue Ribbon Commission on America's Nuclear Future are valid? And do you think Yucca Mountain should be reconsidered as one of the possible repository sites for storage of high-level nuclear waste? Look forward to your feedback. Thanks.